Video book report of The Reason You Walk by Kinew. The Reason You Walk is a story about Kinew's father and his journey from a young boy enduring residential schools to becoming an Anishinaabe leader and educator. While Kinew grows up making his own discoveries about his heritage and personal struggles. The story continues with Wob's reconnection with Nadente, his father, as he goes into the last year with terminal cancer. The 5 artifacts chosen for the report: tobacco, pipe carrier, Sundance, eagle feather, and visions. Tobacco, a sacred offering. When I started to read this book, I did not realize how important tobacco is to the indigenous culture. It is used as an offering for everything and in every ceremony. Tobacco is classified as the most important of the 4 sacred medicines in the Anishinaabe culture. Anytime you are trying to communicate with the spirit world, you give an offering of tobacco. If you look for advice from an elder, an offering of tobacco makes the request sacred. This tobacco can be smoked, or it may be given to the Creator by placing tobacco on the earth or water. Tobacco may be presented to elders by hand as a gift when requested knowledge from them. Kinew's great-grandfather placed tobacco on the lake as he thanked the Creator for giving him his newborn twins' names. He broke off a knot of tobacco in his hand and placed the offering on the water. Pipe carrier, guardian of tradition. The pipe was gifted to the Ojibwe people by the spirit as a means to promote peace, unity, and communications among tribes. Before tobacco was taken from the indigenous people and brought back to Europe, there would be only one pipe carrier in a village who would sacrifice their physical bodies by bringing that sacred smoke to their mouths. In other words, unless you were a pipe carrier, a nishma, sacred tobacco, is not for smoking. When Kinew was a young boy, he had a vision of being visited by a golden eagle carrying a pipe. He offered tobacco to a daughter of a medicine man. She thought I was young. It was clear I was to receive a pipe, a very high spiritual calling for Anishinaabe to receive. Eagle feather, emblem of honor. The eagle represents the Ojibwe's link to the Creator, giving its feathers high status and strength, courage, and vision. Eagle feathers in ceremonies and regalias are a practice steeped in respect and honor, often associated with leadership and achievement. Kinew's Nadete wanted to test the Pope's apology when he was in Rome. If he took it, then they would know he is genuine and that he really wants reconciliation. The Sundance, a powerful rite. The Sundance is an annual ceremony that includes self-sacrifice to the Great Spirit to ensure harmony between all living beings. What the Sundance is all about is to sacrifice a piece of ourselves to back up our prayers with action, that we want good things for friends and relatives more than we want comfort for ourselves. The Sundance is normally a 4-day event of fasting, which normally starts with a sweat lodge, then the Sundance ceremony, ending with a feast, where everyone, including the families of the dancers, bring food to share in celebration and as an offering to the Creator. Visions, spiritual guidance. In Anishinaabe culture, the dream fast is considered crucial to the destiny of the individual. Visions can come at any time, and it is for the receiver of that vision to understand it. Kinew understood that when he was a boy, he was to become a pipe carrier. Years later, he understood he had a vision even though he did not understand it in the moment. Three elements looped over and over again in my mind: dirt floor, peyote, dog meat. Dirt floor, peyote, dog meat. Kinew had a deja vu moment months later, seeing those three elements at the Nadetes and Wab's last Sundance together. He completed the vision with understanding and tried to get his father to go along with it, believing it might save his life. Personal connections. For personal connections I might have for the five artifacts are not as strong as some. Tobacco and eagle feather, for instance, are something I never grew up with in my culture. However, I completely respect the beliefs and culture that they belong to. Growing up, we had books around the house that had indigenous culture. The Sundance was something I seemed to be interested in even as a 4-year-old boy. I was not reading or understanding what I was seeing, yet I enjoyed going through the pictures of this ceremony and other cultural events. My older brothers even built a teepee, and we would light fires and sit around inside as they would tell stories through the night. The artifact I do have a strong connection to is visions, or what I call deja vu. When I got into my teens, it started. I would have dreams, and later in the week, I would experience deja vu when meeting someone or being in a room that I had never been in before. This got me into Buddhism for a while to see if I could explain it or control it. Now I just go with the flow of it and hope I will be able to understand it when the time comes.